Hey, what's up, everybody? So, today I want to talk to you about why I talk to strangers and why you need to hang out where your customers are. So, as a person who's always loved to travel, I've been involved with a lot of different organizations and groups over the years, and I've always liked to meet new people, whether it be for my community service or any of the jobs I've ever held. Back when I was working at a consulting firm, one of the big things was networking. You had to network with the managers, the partners, and the other associates on the projects because you never know who the next team you're going to be working on, and you may be working on an assignment with one of those people. So it's good to get to know them and have that rapport. So you may be doing some of the same things now in your business. You may be going to meetups, you may be going to different seminars, different courses, things like that to meet people and to do networking. And the reason I wanted to talk about this is because it's very important, in your business to do networking, to be out reaching out to people and seeing how customers may respond to your product. And I was having a conversation on Facebook with someone just yesterday, and we got to talking, and they were telling me about how they had not gone out to see what their customer would like in their product. I believe they had some type of beauty product that they were selling, and they wanted to do some different types of marketing, but they hadn't really gone out and gotten any feedback. And they also had another business that they were running, and I think was actually probably the better business, but same thing, they still weren't going out and getting feedback. They were relying on themselves to know more about the product than the people who would actually buy. And I think a lot of times entrepreneurs get caught up on that and thinking that I know what's best for the product, when it's really you need to get out of the house, you need to go hang out where your customers are and really find out where they're hanging out. So, where they're hanging out may not necessarily be a physical place. It may be, like I said, it may be at a seminar, they may be at workshops. They also may be at craft shows on the weekends, depending on the type of product you're selling. They can also be in a virtual location. A lot of my customers, people I talk to, I follow up with them through Facebook. I follow with them through LinkedIn. I follow with them through email. I go to where they're hanging out. I check out the blogs that they're checking out. I read the articles that they're reading because I want to know what's going on inside of my customers and clients' heads. And the students that I'm working with, I want to know what are the messaging and what really appeals to them, because in the end of the day, people are really just looking for value in the product that you offer and that they can really get something from it. And the only way you can really do that is to get out of the house. So every time you present your offer and every time you really go talk to someone, you're really taking the hypothesis that you have, which is your business, product, or service, and testing that hypothesis. And as we know from doing experiments, you start with a hypothesis and you test it. You see, okay, what are the things that could go right? What are the things that could go wrong with this hypothesis? And let me get feedback from market. And that's all it really is. There's never really failures or successes. It's all just feedback for you to improve on. And one of the best ways to get that feedback is to go talk directly to your target market where they're hanging out. And for me, I even invite my target market over to my house. Just yesterday I had a really long conversation with my direct target market, and 2.5 hour conversations where we really talked about his pain points, the things that he had going on in his life, what kind of things he was looking to do in the future, and what were the steps that he already was taking himself to get to that point. So me being able to talk directly to my market gives me an insight on what they're thinking, how they're feeling. And I'm really just there to understand. I'm not really there to serve up my point or say my product is really the best. I want to take that understanding of their pain points and turn that around into the best product that I can for my clients and for the men that I coach. Okay, so now you're probably thinking, now that I've found my target market, now that I found out where they're hanging out, I'm in these groups, I'm hanging out with them at the physical locations, what do I do? Like, what kind of questions do I ask them? And so what you want to do is really start to understand, like, what are their fears? What are the things they're afraid of? What kind of keeps them up at night? Think about if you were selling some type of product. So if you're selling a course where you're helping people lose weight, what are the things that they would fear? They would fear gaining more weight. They would fear that they wouldn't be successful with their program. They may fear that people may judge them if they don't lose the weight. They may fear that, that if they don't get their weight under control, they're going to continue to have health issues, or they're going to have health issues, which may even lead to death. So you really want to understand why or what drives the purpose of your product or service, so that you can truly then incorporate that feedback into your business hypothesis. And along with asking them about what they fear, ask them about what they're angry at. Why is your product needed? Like, what does this product actually do to improve their life? What's the transformation that they're going to make? What are you taking them from? Are they going from someone who's overweight and can't breathe to someone who's going to lose 50 pounds in 2 months or something like that? That kind of offer. But those are the things you want to be able to extract from those conversations that you're having with your target market and your niche, and that allows you to then turn that around and present that in your product to them. So that's really all I wanted to touch base on for you today. If you have any comments, please feel free to leave them below. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel. The button is down there somewhere. And let me know if you have any more questions.